They dubbed themselves the Nightcrawler researchers. Twin brothers who are both electrical engineers, and their research into UFOs and UAPs has caught the eye and attention of the federal government now. NewsNation's Coulthart sat down with them to talk about some of the most fascinating UAPs that they've ever caught on camera on his latest episode of NewsNation's Reality Check.
A cylindrical object passes right beside an aircraft at speed during the day. It's a very clear image. And the slow-mo at around about 49 seconds shows how close it came to the aircraft. I held my breath when I saw this because I thought, one, you've captured a tic-tac, and two, it's right beside an aircraft. I'm not surprised that Homeland Security and FBI and other agencies are interested in your work.
Yeah, really close call there. Just scan the QR code on your screen to watch that episode. But NewsNation special correspondent Coulthart joins me now live this morning. Good morning to you, Ross. Tell me more about these brothers, John and Gerry Tedesco. I hope I'm saying that right, because they turned research into cancer clusters on Long Island into a search for UFOs, and I'm trying to make the connection here.
Well, g'day, Markie. Nice to talk to you. What happened was they were looking at cancer clusters because they'd had friends who'd passed, and they were interested in using their science skills as trained engineers to try to study for contaminants in the air. And they built a vehicle, a mobile laboratory with cameras and detection gear. But while they were doing their building, the ODNI, the Director of National Intelligence, came out with their report on UAPs. And so John and Gerry decided to look at UAPs instead, UFOs. And they located themselves off Long Island, standing on a beach on Long Island, looking out into the air corridor that's probably one of the busiest air corridors in the United States, the approach and departures route for JFK coming into New York. And what they have captured is absolutely astonishing. Good citizen science has captured objects that they believe are demonstrably some kind of non-human intelligence, possibly. And they certainly believe that whatever these objects are, they're responding intelligently, and they're not behaving in a normal way like a plane or any other object that could explain them prosaically.
Well, whatever they have captured, I mean, the government is now taking them seriously. They've landed on the FBI's radar. How did that come about?
Well, they've been publicising their work, and in fact, they've just achieved the impossible. They've managed to get a peer-reviewed paper published in a proper science journal about UAPs, which is quite momentous. And the FBI, we're not meant to know this, but the FBI and indeed apparently Homeland Security are quietly taking an interest in UAPs at the moment. No help at all, I think, from Arrow, the Pentagon's investigations. They seem to have gone dead on the issue at the moment. But the FBI is taking the issue seriously, and they've been in touch with the Tedescos, and I know they're very interested, and quite reasonably so too, because if these objects like that tic-tac are coming as close as they do appear to have come to a passenger aircraft, that's an issue of concern.
Yeah.
That's a flight safety concern and a potential national security concern, which is exactly what the Director of National Intelligence said it was back in 2021.
Just about a minute left, Ross. I know these twins are electrical engineers. I imagine that's how, they used those skills to kind of trick out this UFO, mobile unit, if you will. How are they using their skills, in this kind of new way?
One of the things they've been able to do, and I really take my hat off to them, they're both retired men, but they've spent a lot of their retirement savings on buying top-of-the-line cameras, including one called a hyperspectral camera. And in some cases, they've been filming objects using a camera that can only see those objects with its sensors. And these are objects that would be blind to the human eye and blind to a normal camera. And they're seeing objects moving intelligently, often glowing orbs coming in from the ocean. There's a lovely sequence where an orb is hiding behind a sign, and it pops out from behind the sign 3 times.
Oh, yeah, we're playing it here.
As if it's doing a peekaboo.
Wow.
Yeah, it's extraordinary.
It's extraordinary. What an experience. Maybe you should ride along with them in this mobile unit, this mobile lab sometime.
I would love to.
Would love to see that. Coulthart, thank you so much. We'll all be watching and listening. Appreciate it, sir.
Thanks for watching, everybody. Go to joinnn.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. Also, don't forget to click that red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.